My Sister's Keeper is a story of identity, belonging, love, and sisterhood. It also explores the relationship between a parent and their child. Hey guys, it's Brittle Pages here. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you like it, and if you have read My Sister's Keeper, please let me know what you thought of it. I'd really like to know. My Sister's Keeper is a novel by Jodi Picoult, published in 2004. I loved reading this story, exploring a narrative I had never heard of before or imagined possible prior to reading about it. This book is so beautifully written and makes you feel so many emotions. It also makes you feel so much empathy for the protagonist. I really love this book, and I wonder why it's not as hyped up on social media in the literary fiction side, because it's so captivating. It was a bit of a slow burn for me because I'm a slow reader, but that never deterred me from wanting to read every single last word of it. In the book, we follow a little girl called Anna Fitzgerald, who in the beginning of the book is suing her parents, which just gripped me from the start, because what kind of a little girl sues her parents, right? I was hooked from the start. Anna is suing her parents for medical emancipation as she is told to donate a kidney to her sister. She is the last born in her family. It's just a regular, stable family with both parents in the picture. She has an older sister who she is really close to, an older brother, the oldest, who lives in the structure in the family's home, like a guest house, but it's not. He's quite a delinquent. I think he's 17 or 18, and her sister's just a regular personality, but she's mainly the star of the household, and Anna feels unseen most of the time. The reason why she feels unseen and is suing her parents is devastating. We get to learn that the main reason she was even born was because her older sister, Kate, was diagnosed with leukemia at around 4 years old, and their brother, Jesse, blood did not match hers, so he couldn't supply her with blood and bone marrow. So instead, the doctor recommends they birth another whole new child, whose DNA they perfectly curate to cater to the needs of Kate, which is insane. But they do it, and the same day she is born, they extract blood from her and give it to her sister. Like, what? She's literally 24 years old, guys. Anyways, Anna is, as the title suggests, her sister's keeper. All of us who have sisters are. I am a big sister myself, so I completely relate in the way that I am my sister's keeper and should protect my sister at all times and be a part of her development as a good person in life with humanity and morals, and also keep her away from all kinds of trouble. And if I can sacrifice a part of me for her health or existence, to willingly do so because I love her and want her to live a healthy, fruitful life. So I understand Anna's dilemma. She really loves her sister and is close to her and wants her to feel better and never wants to see her sick, but unfortunately, it all comes to the cost of her well-being. Anna is still a little girl, and her physical development obviously is still important. Like, she's still growing, she's 13, but due to her constantly giving literal parts of herself, such as bone marrow, blood, and lymphocytes to her sister whenever she needs it, and that is quite more often than is even good for her health. It's quite hard for her to develop like a normal child. Already, she isn't as healthy as children her age are due to the donations she makes to her sister. The fact that her family is going through all this also gives her trouble making friends at school, as people segregate her and don't want to play with her because they think she's a freak, because her mother and her, they both shave their hair in order to make Kate feel comfortable and know that shaving her hair doesn't define her or make her less beautiful than she already is, which is so sweet. Anna loves hockey but can't play because it's not good for her health. Naturally, physical activity, if intense, can cause her harm. She wants to play so bad but can't because of it, and she tells her mom she was invited by her coach to a hockey camp. Her mom tells her she can't go because they'll have to do some bone marrow extraction around that time. For Kate, her whole life unfortunately revolves around her sister, and it constantly reminds her that she was literally born for nothing else. She feels she has no identity She has barely even thought of what she would want to be when she grows up, which makes sense because her future in her eyes just consists of what she is on this earth, for which she is already doing, donating parts of herself to her sister every now and again. But as much as she's physically suffering from this position, she also feels she can't complain because it will seem as if she doesn't care about her sister, as if she'd rather let her die than continue on like this, labeling her as the most selfish person in existence, which simply isn't fair. As any of us in that situation would agree that it's not the case. As a human being, one wants to be in control of their own life and feel loved and important and have the utmost physical health they can possibly have, and remove all aspects of their life that makes them sick, you know? That's why people go to the gym or eat healthy or practice yoga. But in Anna's case, it's so complicated. It's not either black nor white. It's not a no-brainer as to what she should do. So how does she overcome such a predicament? I honestly think that whether reading the book or not, in a real-life situation, it is so difficult to make such a decision, and I don't know what I would do if it were me. Maybe give me a couple of years to think over and I'll give you my official answer. I wouldn't want my sister to die choosing my health instead, but that's probably because I'm her big sister. But in her case, without going forward, in her shoes specifically, I would fight for my rights as a human being and demand that my health be put first by my parents as well. But then again, wouldn't it mean that my sister dies? I really don't know what to think of this situation. It's the most complex scenario I have ever heard of, and it brought me to tears. Just seeing how loving her dad was to her, and even he noticed at one time that his daughter left the dinner table and nobody noticed. That simply brought me to tears. And honestly, I feel like this is a story for another day, but her mother, I do not like that woman for so many reasons, and I'll leave it to that. As a parent, it was important for them to at least, as the book says later on, to ask her for her consent, for her to legally consent to this, as it put her at risk as well, because she's not just an idea anymore, or a zygote or an embryo. Like, she's a whole human being, a child who needs love and care and health and good development, just like all her peers at school and her older brother. And her mother does defend herself sometimes, saying that, didn't we ask you, Anna? And you said yes, but that doesn't count, and she knows it. For you to put your daughter in that tight spot and ask her if she can donate blood to her sister so her sister doesn't die, of course she'll say yes, even if she doesn't want to. That's very manipulative of Anna's mother to do. What do you guys think of this topic? In such a scenario, what would you truly do? I hope this is completely fiction and no child will ever or has ever gone or ever has to go through such an existence, or any family member, because it's so sad. But this book was beautifully written and explores such sad topics beautifully and brings out the family's love for each other so beautifully. I shed a tear here and there. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below any requests if you have any, and have a good morning,